Morning. So I am Oliver Wright. I'm here at the Whelan store to basically talk about Canon binoculars. So I'm a sort of wildlife macro photographer. I do a lot of work with Canon. I've been using Canon equipment for many years, maybe, I don't know, 14, 15 years now. And even though I'd been using their camera equipment for a long time, I didn't really know much about their binocular range. But Canon have a full range of binoculars, going from 10x42s here, the professional ones, all the way down to these 10x30s, so same magnification, just not as big a field of view. As a photographer, what I use these binoculars for is basically for finding things to photograph. So I will take them out with me during the day for hikes. You know, if I'm sort of, is that a moose in the trees? And then, you know, I will basically use these binoculars to work out whether that is a moose in the trees and whether I go and try and photograph it or not. With binoculars, I mean, behind me there's lots of different brands, but there is a big difference with the Canon binoculars. So the Canon binoculars have got image stabilization built into them, just like a lot of their lenses and cameras have. And what that basically means is, I mean, if you are using a binocular and you're looking through the binocular, yeah, especially ones like these, you know, these are 10x42s, so that means basically you've got 10 times magnification. When you look through them, you sort of don't really notice it when you don't know about it, but they have a button on this one just here, and when I click that button, a little green light comes on, and basically the lens becomes stabilized. And what that means is if I sort of turn it off, so that's unstabilized, and now I can see the wobble, and then when I press that button, basically all of that wobble goes away. And it's sort of one of those things, you don't know you need it until you've used it. Another example which sort of blew my mind, and also I was with an Italian friend and another photography guide. We had been photographing northern hawk owls quite a lot this season. We had like an influx of owls, bizarrely. And quite often the owls are in sort of difficult to photograph places, but there was this one owl that was basically going to a tree at the side of my friend's house, and at my friend's house he had a balcony, and basically you could just get on eye level. There's this beautiful northern hawk owl just looking at you, and I was like, oh Claudia, I've got my binoculars. I mean, I know we don't need it to see it, but I just want to sort of see how that looks with this owl. So I'm there with this owl 4 or 5 meters away, press the image stabilization, and it's really bizarre. It was sort of looking at hyper reality. All of the feather detail around the eyes was just like ping, and these really intense yellow eyes that the owl has got, seeing them at 10 times magnification from so close. And basically, I mean, I passed the binoculars to Claudio, and Claudio, just do this and press this image stabilization. And he was just sort of like, click. Oh wow, I can't believe what I'm seeing. It was absolutely ridiculous. Aha, perfect. So basically we've got a family of coots just down here. Mum and dad, male and female, with 2 beautiful youngsters. Yeah, so the way I use the stabilisation, so here, like where we've got this subject of these coots and the coot chicks, I'll bring the binoculars up to my eyes, I'll get the focus pin sharp, and then once I've got that sharp, then I'll click the stabilisation on. Then you get the amazing sort of detailed results. And then basically when I bring the binoculars down, I just click the stabilisation off. And then you're not using batteries during that period. So we've just been perusing these water birds with the binoculars, and oh, a little wren's just flown in there. Beautiful little bird. You can still see it's just gone in the reeds now. And as we're looking over here, and I kept on seeing this emperor dragonfly going backwards and forwards, and then right under our noses there's these 2 beautiful ermine moths just here, mating on this piece of foliage here. So I'm gonna, normally I would try to do sort of a stacked photograph of these, but I have got 50 centimeters or so, 70 centimeters of pond water in front of me, so I am just gonna basically lean across and photograph them like this. Can maybe get a little bit closer. Yeah, that looks good. So just a single shot, not my usual type of stacked macro photography, but I have never seen mating ermine moths before. Really beautiful, and we'll have a look at what the image looks later on.